Welcome to Saga, our classic Swan 47. My name is Chris. I'm the skipper or owner of Saga 47 Swan Sailing. Here I'm going to take you on a tour of Saga and show you all the equipment that we have, the systems, and also I'm going to take you down below so you get a good idea of what to expect when you join us on one of our sailing adventures. Saga is a very traditional offshore racing sailing vessel. And for example, when we are working on the main, everything takes place at the mast. That means we are working up here when we are reefing or shaking a reef. On Saga we have 12 winches. As you can see, they're all lined up down here, 12 winches, which are all in use with the different sail planes that we have for Saga. Okay, so here we are at the mast, as I mentioned earlier. Anytime we want to do something on the main sail, then it's here by the mast. That means bringing the sail up, bringing the sail down, reefing. The main sail has 3 deep reefs. Other sails that we have for Saga is we have 35% Genoa, and we have a 105% Yankee sail, and we have a storm jib, and we have the symmetric spinnaker. In the front we have a 33 kilo Ragnar anchor, which is attached to 100 meters of chain. That means we can anchor in fairly deep water of 15 to 20 meters. This is required when you are cruising areas like Scotland, Norway or Nova Scotia. Okay, so we are on the foredeck of the Saga. We have here, this is where we fix the removable inner stay. On the inner stay we can fix our stay sail, and if we get into a blow, then we can also fix our storm jib there. We have 2 spinnaker poles on Saga. They are big, they're about 6 meters long. So we use those for, of course, a spinnaker, but also to sail with a poled out head sail when we are on a downwind sail. I'm standing at the helm area, the cockpit area, which is my favorite location on Saga. As you can see, the helm is very traditional. We don't have a chart plotter here. I like it that way because, especially at night sailing, you don't have the glare from the chart plotter, so you can better see other vessels and navigational marks, and also you can enjoy the stars. Okay, so I'm still in the cockpit area, and we have, of course, instrumentation to assist us with the sailing of the vessel and navigating. We have wind information, we have AIS information, we have where the wind is coming from. On the other side we have information about the course to the next waypoint and distance to the next waypoint, depth, speed of the vessel. Of course we can change also on the display, so we can get other information if we are interested in that. Also, when we are on an offshore passage and we are in a watch systems, then if I'm not on watch and I'm off duty, then the standing order for the crew on watch is, any doubt, they should wake me up. And it's very easy for them just to open up the hatch, because my cabin is just down here, so they just open up here and say, Chris, and I just pop my head out and see what is the issue, if there is any. Also at the helm, when we are sailing and we meet another vessel, then it's good practice just to say hello, but also call them and ask them what are the intentions and which way they want to pass us. So we have command mic, which is connected to our VHF. We have autopilot here, and over here we have the YB tracker, so where people can follow us and see where we are. Moving around here, we have our satellite navigation. So we have Iridium Go, which we use for downloading grip files and so on. Moving around, life raft is there. We have SSB antenna on the backstay, and above me, up there, is the radar, which we use a lot, especially when with restricted visibility, but also at night, especially when we're going into an anchorage to see where the other vessels are. Hello, so now we are at the chart table, the navigation station of Saga, where we have all our charts, and all our cruising guide books. So here behind me I have the electrical panel. On top we have like water tank levels, fuel tanks, engine hours, battery monitor. Power monitoring is very, very important. Then we have external lights, which is all the navigation lights, anchor lights, tricolor, steaming light, navigation lights, and so on. Over here we have the communications, which is VHF radio, AIS, and SSB radio, which is a long wave radio. We have both radios, as you can see over here. Yeah, long wave radio and VHF. Moving down, internal lights, and then we have the instruments, which is our chart plotter, navigational instrumentation, the radar, and the autopilot. Further down we have the internal power, bilge pumps, and then we have everything also displayed on a PLC, as you can see here. So this is the power consumptions, showing where we are using the power, what is running. Moving on, we have also a visual display of the water tank levels, fuel levels, engine temperatures. Moving over here, we have how we are generating power. That means at the moment we have solar panels on, so we can see we are generating some power from our solar panels. And when we are running on an ocean passage, we would have our Watson C over here. So our Watson C, the hydrogen is here, generating power from the sea. On Saga, chart table, as you can see, it's huge, big chart table, so we have space for all our paper charts. On Saga we use paper charts combined with the use of course, electronic charts, the chart plotter. And also we have via our Vespa AIS, our navionics is connected to the boat system, so we get our exact position from the boat, so they tally. So this is, as I mentioned, the heart of the boat. We have here radar, a standalone radar. The chart table on this nav station is also where crew is preparing the passage planning and piloting. We use paper charts, we use the cruising guides for preparing of the passage planning, and I quite like to use whiteboard just to sketch up the piloting if you have to go into a narrow cove or something, or marina. We also do a logbook, so every hour when we are on a passage we do logbook in coastal waters, and on an offshore passage we do every 3 hours log entry. Okay, so I'd like to talk a little bit about safety equipment. So on Saga we have, in case of a man overboard scenario, all our crew are equipped with life jackets, which we wear at all times. And the life jackets are all equipped with a MOB 1, which is a AIS indicating beacon, which is activated when a person falls over the side. And then we can, from the chart table on the chart plotter, we can see where this person is in the water, and then that will facilitate a quicker recovery. In case of distress, that means risk of life or risk of vessel, we have several means of sending out mayday. We can use, of course, our VHF radio if we are in coastal waters or there's any vessels nearby, or we can use the long wave radio, SSB radio, which will send a distress signal many hundreds of nautical miles. Other means we have of sending out distress is, of course, we have flares. They are behind me here in the safety locker. And we also have what is called an eBird, which is a satellite emergency mayday device. So this is the saloon area where we can comfortably sit 8 people. We can open the table up like this, and also on the other side. But also here you get a really good idea about how well designed the Swan is for offshore sailing. The mast is bulletproof. Look at the size of it. Okay, so the Swan 47 is built for offshore sailing, and that's why you have handles everywhere. So when we are moving around in heavy weather, we always have a place to hold on to it so we can make our way from the aft of the boat to the front of the boat safely. Here we have one of the pilot beds where one of the 4 crews will be sleeping. The pilot beds, they come with a lee board in here, so we can open that up when we have rough seas, so the person doesn't fall out of the bunk. Below the pilot bed, there's a storage area for the crew, for the person staying here. It's only the size of a overhead compartment, so that means only one duffel bag can fit in there. We have other storage area here, which is for our cans, and further down we have sauces, sun-dried tomatoes, olives, and tuna, and sardines, and so on. Library, books on board, and the books are here about celestial navigation, all kind of navigation, heavy weather sailing. There's also a few novels there, so when crew have some spare time, they can find a book here to study whatever subject they are interested in. More storage here. This is biscuits, and I'm moving into the passageway between the saloon and the front cabin. Again, you can see here there's handles everywhere. Also, the passageway is a very good area to steady yourself when it's rough seas, when you want to put on your wet gear and so on. In this passageway, we also have the storage area for the 2 crew that stays in the Forepeak. The Forepeak is here. They have 3 shelves here where they can put their personal belongings. Next to this, there is the wet locker, where all crew will be keeping their wet gear. It means boots and foul weather gear. So here we are. This is the Forepeak, where we have 2 bunks for the crew. 2 crew sleeps up here. Bunks also with a lee board. So when we get a bit bumpy, then they can open those. If it gets very bumpy, as I mentioned earlier, then the crew sleeping here has dips on the bunks in the saloon. Each bunk also has a net where they can put their personal stuff, and of course there's a USB port and a place to put the iPhone. In the front we have the anchor locker up here, where we have 100 meters of chain, and the windlash up here. So we have plenty of chains for anchoring in a blow also. Okay. Other things we have up here is under the bunks we have the spinnaker. Symmetrical spinnaker. We have some storm sail is also here, storm jib, and also we have the solar panels, the movable solar panels that we can use when we are on anchorage to generate power for our batteries. On the other side, more sails, and also we have the Jordan series stroke here. It's ready here in case we need that in a big storm. We can always get that out. Other things I want to talk about here is the hatch. So this is the special hatch designed by Sparkman and Stevenson. It's very good because it's big and it's easy to get sails in and out when we are racing. Last but not least, we have the galley. Sailing with Saga 47 Swan is a working passage, which means we share all duties, including cooking. Passage with Saga, we have one hot common meal in the evening, and we encourage the crew to be creative, and we had some amazing dishes done by various crew over the years. That you have enjoyed the video and now have a good idea about what to expect on adventure with Saga. We look forward to welcome you on board Saga, our Swan 47.